Appreciate it. Thanks, Paige. Evening, Tommy. Congratulations on the win tonight. Just maybe general opinions on the match tonight. Obviously, a big 3 points, even though the team was playing under the cosh for the final 50, 45, 50, 60 minutes.
Yeah, there's no pictures on the scoreboard, is there? I think what we'll look back at the end of it is it's 3 points against the team that's in first place. They had a terrific response. I think it's a game of 2 halves. We were very good in executing our game plan first half, give us a 2-goal cushion. I think it could have been 3 or 4 if I'm honest, and that's probably what's disappointing. We could have put the game to bed. We didn't, and 2-0 is a funny scoreline because then they raised theirs, and fair play to them. They had us under caution. I think we defended very, very well and restricted them to set plays and a few corners, and disappointed with giving away a penalty, but it could have been about 6-5 on penalties tonight. But they're a good side. We came here, we've taken 3 points, and then we'll just move on, because if we'd have had them, it shows character. If they'd have won, they're a 7-point gap and run away with it. We didn't want that to happen, and sometimes there's different ways to win a football match, and we showed both sides of our game today.
For sure, with regards to the match ending 6-5, 4-2, how it could have ended. Just also a question on finally getting Joe Dicchiara back tonight. How positive is that for the team as well?
Massive. There's a few now coming, waiting in the wings. Richard Lucas there, Hinga Selemani, Mason Trafford's back. So we get a good full week of training now. The boys have deserved a weekend off, and then we get a full week of training where we can look at some things and improve on, because we're not our complete article yet, but we're still on the heels of Pacific, and we intend to get better.
Thanks, Tommy. Congratulations on the win tonight, and good luck on Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, 29th. Yeah.
Flying together, but I believe you play on Sunday there.
Yeah, we do. Thank you.
Thanks, Tommy.
All right, Tommy, we've had this conversation a couple times, but I feel that Hallmark could have made a fortune with the amount of cards that were shown today. Let's talk a little bit about how this first placing second can result in some of those cards being shown and a little bit of passion on the pitch.
Yeah, and absolutely. Fans were getting into it, the players were into it, it was competitive. That's what you want, you want these type of games, because it's how players grow, and they have to learn to deal with emotions and, fighting for the points, and it's first v second. So fantastic billing, and it's I've learnt my lessons on talking about referees, so I'll just leave it at that.
All right, fair enough, Tommy. But it's nice to see Brace come in for this team, because back in the bubble, some people were commenting on how this team is struggling to score goals. And you come and face the number 1 team and you put 2 in.
Yeah, we're scores by committee now. So Joe Mason's got a couple. Sergio's on the scoreboard. Ali Musi's got a couple. Novak's got a couple. Selemani's got a couple. Everyone's just chipping in, and that just shows the character of this group. They're just next man up. We're getting players back in. We're getting close to being at full strength again. We're not quite there, but it helps when you get 3 points and you can keep improving.
All right, Tommy, stay on that peloton, and hopefully you can get your tea soon.
All right, thanks. We haven't quite got the yellow jersey yet.
Tommy, you spoke before the game about David Norman Jr. and how good he's been this season. Maybe more in his performance tonight. Yeah,
rock solid. I mean, we have to be, because when you're playing in Starlight Stadium against the team that's top, they're going to have waves, and second half it was wave after wave, so it almost felt like a attack versus defence. So sometimes, like I said, if you've got the lead, you've got to shut up shop, and I thought we did that. So he was solid again today. He's defensively reading the game very, very well. He's maturing every time, and that it's great for us.
And you mentioned that sort of yellow jersey and being top of the table. That win brings you within 1 point now of Pacific. How important is a result like that, sort of statement win, doing it at Starlight Stadium as well?
It's less about chasing first. It's more about making sure we're in that pack and separating ourselves from the groups below us, because, like I said, it's hard to lead from the front. We've done it several times. We're still getting players back to game sharpness. We just want to make sure that we never leave that top 4, because that's all that's going to matter. Is once the season ends, the top 4 advance, and then it's into playoff football. So yeah, it's good to keep the gap closed, but more importantly, it's better to have the gap between beneath us.
Hello, Tommy. Well, congrats for the win.
Thanks.
Let me tell you something. What games are you playing against each other? For neutral area show, do you agree with that?
Yeah, do you know what? These are, we end up playing, you know, most teams are in the West 5 times, Pacific we get the bonus one, and for the neutral they're great games because, you know, like I said, I think last game at our place it was a game of 2 halves. They led the first half, we finished strong in the second half in the 0-0 tie. I think today was the reverse. You know, we started very, very strong and they finished very, very strong. So, you know, that shows that we're on each other's heels, we're pushing each other to get better, and that's it's great because they've got a really fantastic group. I think Hamadou Carr and James Merriman are doing a great job with this team, and they've got bite as well as skill, and you know, sometimes that carries over today with a bit of cards, but it makes them, they're in the hunt, and I think you've got to talk about them as one of the favourites at the end. So to come here and take 3 points is a big lift for us.